You are. You are. You're smart, smart dogs. Hi, everyone. Hello. Oh, goodness. Hi, how are you? Oh, goodness. What are you doing? Oh, this is Rita and her crazy little dog. All right, get out of the way. I don't want you to hurt yourself. Okay. Whenever I'm using a glue gun, I get a little nervous. So, um, of course, today is glue gun day. It's not something I love to work with, but it is something that sometimes is necessary. Hi, Shirley. Hi, Leslie. Hi, Annette. Hi, Faye. How are you all? Welcome. Um, it is, what day is today? Wednesday. Oh my goodness. Wednesday already. And we are going to be working on a 3D project. The picture doesn't really the screen doesn't really give a good hint, hint as to what it is, but we're actually going to be making 3D. This is fully 3D. Yesterday we did 2D. This today we'll do 3D, and we're making stars. These are small by comparison to some of the others, but I wanted you guys to get a feel for how wanted you to get a feel for how to make a star, and because it does take a little practice, and also just sort of you have to wrap your mind around the whole 3D effect. Eventually I want to do a very large star that we can hang from the ceiling and make into like a paper lantern. There are also other kinds of stars. This one is a five-pointed star, but there is one of my very most famous, very most loved and pretty famous star. It's called a Moravian star. If you're from Pennsylvania, you might know what a Moravian star is. That's where I first encountered them over 20 years ago. Moravia was a country. I don't think it's still a country, but Moravia is a country. And as part of their Christmas celebrations, they created these, I think they're 12 pointed. Sometimes they can be more, but these amazing stars. And I've always known them as Moravian stars. And, this could be 30 years ago. Anyway, you see them a lot on TV, in movies. They often are made into not lamps. What do you call those things? Light fixtures that hang, because they're so awesome. And I believe, I might be wrong, but I believe the Tiffany glass companies did quite a few of them because they have so many points of light and they're just beautiful. So we are going to eventually, I aspire to getting to doing Moravian lights with you, Moravian paper lanterns with you. Um, and I will provide more information as that occurs. But so today we're going to work on something that is a simple star, but it's 3D. And we're going to use some interesting paper today. We're going to use some holographic paper, but I also have sparkle paper. If you got the Sparkle and Shine mystery box, here's another item from the Sparkle and Shine mystery box that you can use because there's sparkle paper in there. We're going to talk a little bit about sparkle paper. But before I do, I just want to welcome everybody. Hello. I see my friends. Deborah, Noane, how are you? Susan and Bren, Sunflower, how are you? Welcome, welcome to our daily cricket chat. This is a daily program. If you are new, please, please, please feel free to comment wherever you happen to be watching, but comment in the comment screen that you're new, because this group of people are just so welcoming. And we all sort of have gotten to know each other. Hi, Sonia. Hi, Kirsten. Hi. Oh, who's that? Dawn. How are you, Dawn? So we've all gotten gotten to know each other. We've been doing this. Oh, that's great, Sunflower. We've I am sounding better. Oh, thank you. I do feel a little bit better. I still feel like this COVID sort of lingers a little bit like a cold. So I'm still taking it easy. Later in the, after the show, I prepare for the show, and then I just kind of take it easy. Makes me feel kind of lazy, but I have a hard time with resting. I really do. So, anyway, thank you for your concern. And we have, let's see, we have a really fun week planned. I just wanted to point out a couple of things. Um, Today we're doing the stars. Tomorrow we're making a very understated thank you card. I'm making that mostly for my son, who needs to send thank you cards to a few people. And so it's a candy cane, but it's done on craft paper, and it's from Anna Griffin. So we're going to do that tomorrow, which is Thursday. And then Friday, we have Freebie Friday. If you're new, you might not know what that is, but on Fridays, we work with outside designers and we bring in a freebie, and we cut it on our Cricut and talk about different ways to use freebies. And this week is no different. We're doing a freebie from a company called Printable Cuttable Creatables.com, and you can pick up the freebie if I can get there. You're just going to go to their website, Printable Cuttable Creatables.com, and they have a slew of new free SVGs. So you're going to sort of get yourself over to their freebies. See here, freebies, free SVGs. And this is the one that we're going to work on. It is a layered Valentine heart. And I think it's 5 layers with or without the arrow. I'm going to do it without the arrow. And I think I'm going to display it in a frame, and put some vinyl on the top. So I'm going to do it in a shadow box and then put some vinyl on the top, maybe a little saying from Design Space, like all you need is love or something like that. It will make a really nice gift for someone for Valentine's Day. And so if you are interested in following along, this is where you'd go. You just download the SVG. Now this week and um, uh, this weekend, we normally have Saturday nights. We normally have our date night, but I'm not going to have one this week. One, because I really need to rest. But 2, I'm also changing up my wireless provider finally. And so we'll have a better, hopefully, a faster, blazing fast, as they say, internet connection. So we will have uh, uh, a better connection. We can do more things, um, and like so you can see things, and it will be faster. We're coming into the new century. No, we've already been in the century for a couple of decades now. But anyway, so here is, let's see. Let's talk about this heart. We're going to be using today. We're going to be not heart star. Rita, come on. We're going to be using our maker today. And if you do not have a maker, that's okay. You can also do this on the air, and the air too. There is a lot of scoring on here, and I'm going to show you where to find this project just in case I can't share the project with you. But there's a lot of scoring on this, and I'm going to actually use my scoring wheel, and I'm going to show you the difference between the scoring wheel tips. There's two tips for the scoring wheel. I'm going to show you the difference there. And if you are do not have a maker or a scoring wheel, you can do this with your scoring stylus, which I will tell you about as we progress. Okay. So I love 3D. If you're new, you might not know that, but I love making things in 3D. And one of them, as we saw yesterday, we did 2D, and they're really cute 2D, the 2D snowflakes we did. But I love real, honest to goodness 3D, and I try to sneak it in as much as I can. I don't mind flat paper, but I just think it's amazing. I just love paper in general, and I love the versatility of it. And one of the ways that you can really make use of some really awesome paper is you doing 3D projects. So we will continue in the new year to do 3D projects. This one happens to be fairly simple. And so I thought it was a good one to start with, especially as we get more and more intricate with 3D. It is just a basic star. It has 5 points, and each of the points, let me show you, each of the points, let me move these, are exactly the same. So let's ungroup this, and you will see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They're exactly the same. And these ones are plain. They don't cut out on them. Although we could do that. We could get fancy by using up these spaces and cutting things out. We could put vellum in there, which we will do eventually. But I just want you to understand the whole concept of doing a 3D star. So there are 5 points. Now this is actually smaller than where I got this from. So I want to show you where I got this from so you can start from scratch like me. So I'm going to go and wipe my slate clean, get a new canvas, and I'm actually going to go up here, not to images today, but I'm going to go to projects. Okay. So when you go to projects, these are all the projects that are available to you. There are categories, and the categories are up here, and you can use this drop down box. And so if you are looking for something like, oh, I don't know, some like a card, or you specifically want like Anna Griffin or whatever here, you can look in each of the categories. There are a lot of projects, and they're always adding. And the great thing is, almost all the projects are Cricut Access. So that's another benefit to Access, is that to having a subscription with Access is you have a lot of projects that are all made for you. And it's sort of like cheating. It's like baking a cake with a bake mix, is that you don't have to do it exactly as they say. You can start off with that, and then make your changes. So that's what we're going to do today. We're going to do a search up here in the search projects box, and we're just going to type in star. So once we do that, you'll see there's all kinds of stars. There's flat stars, there's 2D stars. There are some, made with felt, made with vinyl, made with paper, tons and tons of stars. We, before Christmas, did this, which was a kind of just a one-sided star that had some definition to it. And we're going to actually, we could do this, but actually I want to find this project that I got this from, because I think it will make more sense for you to look at it. So keep scrolling. You'll see all of these lovely star projects. And by the way, you can bookmark these and come back to them, which is a great thing. And so that way you can save them. So you see, I have this Christmas tree pop up saved. Well, this is the one we're going to do. It's called 4th of July door hanging. So you want to bookmark that. And then you're going to click on it, click on it. And here's just a little rundown of what this project is about. It tells you a little bit of a description, the size, the materials, and everything you're going to need. So we have a choice of using customize or make it. Well, since it's kind of a few months till 4th of July, let us just customize this to make it normal, very, simple colored star. So we're going to hit customize and we're going to have a look at what it brings us to the canvas. If you hit make it would just simply go straight to your cutting. And so I often like to just go to customize and have a look at what I'm going to be cutting out. Okay. So you'll see here, there are 3 different colors of the same piece. There's a lot of these stars here as well. So I'm going to get rid of the stars, just select those and delete them. Okay. And as I pointed out, look, they're all the exact same piece, even though they're different colors. So let's go ahead and delete all but one of them. And the reason why I'm doing that, make this as simple as possible, but also I want to resize my star. This star, if you made it at this size, which you're welcome to do, would take 5 sheets of the same colored material. So if you have, like, say 5 sheets of a glitter or even the sparkle paper, actually only comes 2 sheets in a contain into a package. So if you got the Sparkle and Shine mystery box, you'll see that here is what I think this is the one that we got. So it's sparkle paper. It's called sparkle paper, which is kind of a misnomer, but you get 10 sheets of 5 different colors. So here are the 5 different colors here. And I'll show you on the back. It says 10 sheets, 2 of each color. See that? So I want to make stars that are going to use at least, maybe 1, maybe 2 sheets. I'm going to show you how to make it so that you can do it on 1 sheet, so that if you had one of these and you made a star for every piece, you would have how many stars? 10 stars? 10 stars, which would be beautiful if you hung them up. Or you can make them this size if you want to. Remember, this size is always something you can change, but that you need to make the changes for all the pieces. So in this case, all I'm going to do is just use my little bounding box, and change the size here. I can also change the size up here. And what I want to do is to make this size, I'd say about 5.5 inches. 5.5 inches is going to give me a good 10-inch star. Well, 11-inch star, really. So let's change the width. And you don't have to worry about the height. We're just going to change the width to 5.5. I know it looks smaller and you might be like, I want a really big star, Rita. Totally get that. So you don't have to change this if you don't want to. But here is a way to do it and be mindful of the materials you have. Okay. So now that we've resized it, we do have to duplicate it. We just need 5 of the exact same thing, so we can duplicate it here. Now, normally, if normally when I do duplication, it's because I want to be able to keep this and keep this file. You can do extra copies of a project, but honestly, if this is something that always needs to be cut in 5s or 4s or 3s, it's best to use the duplication. Duplication is right up here, and you just select the item and then hit duplicate. Okay, that's all there is to it. Let's go ahead and hit make it now. And we're going to have a look at what happens. Now, you remember I said 1 or 2 pieces of paper. There are a couple of things that you can do. Here you see that it's actually going to fit on 2 mats, but I'm very conservative about my paper use. So I'm going to go to the second mat, which is where I am right now. And I'm going to click on that triple dot where it says move object. So I click on the triple dot, I get 2 choices, move object or hide selected. I'm going to hit move object. And then I get this screen, which says, these are the mats that are currently part of this project. You can create a brand new mat, or you can move this to the other mat, which is where we're going to go. But you can't obviously move it from the mat that it's currently on. So these are our choices. I'm going to choose, instead of new, I'm going to choose mat number 1. Okay. I'm going to hit confirm. Now, before I go ahead and start working with it, you'll notice that it kind of shows up here over this. And so you might think, oh, that's fine. But actually, what we have to do is do a little maneuvering and make some space for this. We don't want these to overlap. Okay. So we want to maneuver things around. Here I am maneuvering these 2. They kind of look like hearts to me. And then I can move this one around, and I believe it's going to fit for me here, but I might need to make a few adjustments. Here we go. So you notice that everything here on this sheet, they're all independent. They cannot be overlapped. If you overlap them, then they will cut exactly the way they're overlapped, okay? Which in this case, if there was a little tiny overlap, it probably wouldn't matter because of the tabs, but we just want to avoid doing that, okay? So once we have all of our pieces, I could even make even more space, like doing this, you see, if I'm a little nervous or whatever. Okay, so once we're all done with that, we're going to hit continue down here. And let's see. I'm on a spending freeze too, Eileen. Oh my goodness. I have so much paper. We need to make lots of things with paper. Okay, so here we are on the material setting. Okay. Now, as I mentioned, you could do these in paper, like regular cardstock, but I have this sparkle paper. I also have something else. It's called foil holographic paper, and it's, look at how beautiful it is. Isn't that great? It is actually a little bit thicker than the sparkle paper. This is a Cricut product, so if you wanted to find it, I'm pretty sure they still sell it, and it comes in a box with a bunch of neon colors like pink, green, and a blue. The blue we've used in the past for making mermaid boxes. It's just a really nice product. It's very, very thick. Okay, so we can use both or any one of those materials, but we do need to make some changes to how we cut them out. I'm just making a few adjustments here. So we're going to go to browse all materials right here. These are my favorites. I've already indicated these are my favorites, but I can't have all of them be favorites. So then they're not really favorites, are they? So we're going to go to browse all material. If we're going to use our sparkle paper, I know, as I mentioned, it's a bit of a misnomer, but we're going to use the categories and we're going to choose paper. And as we choose paper, we're going to scroll on down and look for sparkle paper. Here it is, sparkle paper. So we would choose it with this check mark. If I wanted to make it a favorite, I would star it, but I'd still need to check it. Okay. And then we hit done. And as I mentioned, we are working with the maker. So the maker has what's called adaptive tools. And one of the adaptive tools is the scoring wheel. If you do not have a maker, or even if you have a maker and don't have the tools, you can, excuse me, use the scoring stylus for this. And we've talked about that in the past. So I'm not going to dwell on that. So we're just going to look at what it says. So I've chosen sparkle paper and want to just point out that it says that I'm going to load the double scoring wheel into clamp B. Okay. The double scoring wheel. So if you have a scoring wheel, there are two tips. This is the wheel itself, right? Or the adaptive tool system. You detach here. And then the tips, if I can show you, have numbers on it. Hold on. Okay, this is O2, and that means double. And then there's O1. So this is the double scoring wheel. You can see it says O2 right here. Okay, so I'm going to take this and I'm going to hit this little plunger thing and attach it like that. So see that? Plunger, put it on, and then it's attached. Okay, so let me show you. We don't need to see this part here anymore. So I'm going to bring you over to my machine. This is just the regular maker, the original maker. And these are the clamps. Okay, so this is clamp A, this is clamp B. Clamp A is for using your scoring stylus, or if you have a pen, you can use a pen. But clamp B is where we're going to put the blade or also the adaptive tools. Okay, so we're going to just open that and take out our blade and housing, and we're going to take our double score wheel and place it in. Now make sure that you're not touching the top bit, because if you do, you'll lose the tip. I've done that a couple of times. So we're going to see how this has teeth. So we're going to actually place it in there. I like to hold it like this and then close it with my fingers and close the clamp. If you need to use two hands, feel free to use two hands. And remember, scoring happens first over cutting. So this is actually an example of what we're going to be cutting out. I'm just going to show you. I did use a strong grip mat for this. So let me just take this one I did in the foil holographs. I'm just taking those pieces off. Let's get ourselves a piece of sparkle paper. Let's use a blue one. Okay, so there it is. We're just going to press it onto that strong grip. Now, if you do not have a strong grip mat, you can use the green one, that's fine, but the strong grip is good for thicker materials. It really holds on to it. Sometimes you even need to tape your materials down, like if you're doing wood or a heavy duty chipboard, you might need to take some masking tape, but in this case it's on there pretty good. And I am going to press this button, which you cannot see. Sorry. Okay. I'm going to press the flashing button, and it's going to, when I hit the flashing C, it's going to start to do the scoring. So scoring first, always scoring first, then cutting. If you have a project that has writing on it, it goes scoring, writing, cutting. So always scoring before the cutting. Just something you have to get used to. And you'll see that I'm going to show you in these cutouts that I did. Actually, here you go. I already cut out a bunch. And I don't know if you can see this, but there's actually two lines here. Okay. I call it a divot. I don't know. But to me, it looks like, I don't know, like tracks or something, and it creates a divot. Now, why does it do that? Why do you need the O2? Can't you do everything with the O1? Technically, yes, you can. But O2 is good for a very specific reason, and that has to do with cracking. So a lot of times when you're working with paper like this, especially like glitter paper, whatever, when you fold it after you score, you can oftentimes see the paper cracks. And when you're using that O2, you'll notice that it doesn't crack, and that's because of that divot inside there. See, there's no cracking. But sometimes when you do score like some of these projects, you'll see this cracking. Now, there's ways to get around the cracking if you don't have the double scoring wheel, but I just like the fact that I don't have to think about it, so I use the O2. And so for me, that's pretty cool. So we've got our 5-pointed star all on one sheet. When we take them all off, we're going to score them. I'm going to show you how to do that, but I just wanted you to see. It's pretty fast to do this way, and it comes out beautifully. If you want really sharp scores, then using the scoring wheel set with the O2 is just really, looks really nice. So once it's done with the scoring, it's almost done, it's going to stop, and it's going to ask me to put my blade back in. Here's my blade with the housing. By the way, whenever I take my blade out, I kind of check it because I cut a lot of stuff, and a lot of times like glitter and little dust and stuff gets in there, so I just check my blade. One of the things that newbies ask a lot is, how often do you have to change your blade? And the answer to that is a little complex, in that it really depends on what you're cutting and how much you're cutting. If you only intend to cut, say, adhesive backed vinyl, your blade, and you're only going to use it like on the weekends or once in a while, your blade will last quite a long time. I am a paper cutter by design. That's just what I do. I love to cut paper. Cutting paper with the blade, even though the blade is super sharp and made from carbide, German carbide material, it does dull over time. There is no way, unless you have a husband at home that can make these blades sharper, there's really no way to get around the fact that the blades do dull, and you do need to replace them. So I tend to purchase my blades. Let me see, I'll show you in my little thing. I tend to buy them in a 5-pack. This is how they come, premium cutting blades. So, and because I cut a lot of paper and I cut every single day, I usually change my blade once a month. And I can tell when my blade is starting to kind of get dull, when it's not cutting all the way through, leaving like a jagged edge, or sometimes if it's cutting intricate cuts, it's like messing up those cuts. So that's how you know if you need to change your blade. Okay. But sometimes your blade just gets stuck with stuff. So you just have to just sort of take it out and have a look at it, which is what we just did. Okay. It's almost done cutting. So I'm going to move down here to our workspace. All right. Let's move this and show you what it looks like. Let's put our little pieces over here and move this. Now, For today, to make with this kind of material, I would suggest that you use a strong adhesive. So I'm going to actually use double stick tape, and I'm also going to use at the end, I'm going to use this glue for glue gun. I am not a fan of glue guns because they're very, to me, very dangerous, and I always manage um, to get burnt. So do be careful about this. You could use regular glue, but I just don't know if I'd have the patience for that. Okay. So there are 5 pieces. Watch how I'm taking this off. It's a very sticky mat. So I'm kind of just folding the mat a little bit and taking that off just like that. You can hear the stick. Okay. Put that away. Now, as I mentioned, so we got 5 pieces, and I actually have other pieces here. This one here is that foil, and you notice that it also has the double scoring wheel there as well. So I think what we'll do is we will do this yellow because it's pretty. All right. So what you want to do here is we want to really get this fold nice and crisp, which we can use like something like this or another item that's called a bone folder. But we want to really get those tabs nice and flat, and it's going to make our our star be nice and pointy. So this actually becomes the point of the star. So these items here, these tabs on this end, are for connecting. Okay. So they don't need to be as crisp if you don't want them to be. It's up to you what you want to do. But I'm going to fold them all, and I'm actually going to fold them the other way. And you see, I'm handling this paper quite a bit, and there's no cracking, which is really beautiful. So we're going to do this to each point of the star. And then this is the tab right here. We're going to take a length of double stick tape. This is, what is this, 1/4 of an inch? Yeah, this is 1/4 of an inch of double stick tape. I got to find the start of it. There it is. And it's pretty nice, heavy duty. I didn't spend a whole lot of money on this. If you have another, I think I bought like 12 rolls for less than $10 on Amazon, but some other people might swear by a different kind of tape. There are different kinds out there, but for me, this works. Okay. So, I'm going to take and I just cut off a little length. I don't need a whole big length. And I'm just going to put it onto that tab. And then using my weeding tool, I am going to lift up the top. You see? And if I have a little leftover hanging over here, that's okay. I can just push it back onto itself. Then I'm going to kind of make a cone. Now, most of the time I would tell you to do this flat, but I've found when I was making these, it's a little bit easier to do it while holding, because I really want that nice, crisp, like right against the tab. And put your finger in there and press down like that. So we're going to go ahead and do that for all of our pieces. Hello, you guys. Not sure. And Nancy, I got your email. Thank you. I'm going to get a little squirt bottle so that they will stop being so. That's actually teddy bear. So it's possible. We were having a discussion earlier that our because of COVID, our trash pickup has been delayed. And so normally we have that on Tuesday, but they're coming on Wednesday. Teddy bear! Teddy bear! Sorry. If you're new to me, you get used to the dogs. My puppies. I got 3 corgis, and they can be a little noisy. I apologize. Some people can't deal with it, but most people don't mind, and they are usually pretty quiet, except for people coming by, or a lot of work going on the street. I live in a pretty quiet community. I wish I had like a soundproof studio, but I don't. So we kind of just work with what we got. And I figure most of you probably don't have soundproof studios as well. And so you have to deal with these things uh, as same as me. Okay, so here I am just going in and folding. Again, I could be using my little bone folder to get those points nice and crisp. I wanted to, but I just want to show you. We need 5. There's 4. And here's the 5th one. It does kind of look a little like a heart, doesn't it? So here we go. This is the 5th one. And we are going to, with this 5th one, we're going to go back and put our double stick tape on there to make the cones. Love that it doesn't crack. I don't like cracking. You can, if you do not have the wheel, you can use like a marker to fill in the cracking, but cracking, when it happens, it reveals the white inner core of paper. A lot of specialty papers have a white core inside. Okay, so let's just go ahead and put this on here. Since I have a long piece of tape, I'll do a couple at a time. All right, 3 and 4. We already did our 5th one. So here you go. And you want to get the glue gun heated up at this point, because once we make the cones, we're going to use the glue gun to put it together. You could also use double stick tape. It's actually what I did for this, except for the last join, you need tape. You need glue. So I can show you both ways. Okay, so here I am making those points in my stars. Definitely push it down. You want to have a nice clean edge there. You can actually fold them like that if you're making a ton of these. All right, here we go. 3. And the last one. All right. So remember I said that the this part here, the part at the tip, ends up being your points. The points of each of your pieces. So you want them nice and pointy. So then you're going to take your 5 pieces, 2 at a time, really, and we're going to sort of fashion them together. That's what these tabs are for. So was a little hard conceptually for me to get when I first did this. So we're going to just work on one side here at first. We're going to take these two tabs and we're going to join them like this. And then we'll flip it over and join on this side. Again, you could use, if you wanted to, I'll show you the double stick method. Oh, now. So here's the double stick method. Teddy bear likes to do a little yodeling. Hey, hey, hey. Okay, so here's the double stick method that we're doing. I'm just going to remove. You guys, enough already. We know you're here. We know you're here. Take it easy. All right, here we go. So I got the double stick tape on either side here, and then I'm going to take the second one and I'm going to join the tabs like right here. This is something you got to be a little precise about. All right, I'm going to join the tab there, and I'm going to reach in and make sure that's really on there very good. Okay, and then I'm going to turn to the back and do the same thing. All right, you see my seal there, nice and tight. And that's what you're going to see here. Next, continue on with the next one, right? And again, double stick tape if you want to, or you can use a glue gun. I kind of like the double stick tape, so I think I'm going to do that until the very end. As I mentioned, the glue gun's not my friend. I wish it were, but it's just, and I think you get better at it as you use it. But honestly, I just have a hard time. The only time I really use double stick tape is when I'm doing quilling or making like the rolled flowers. I'm sorry, the glue gun. I try not to even use it for a lot of the 3D. It's just not something I'm as familiar with as I want to be. All right, so taking off this bit of tape covering. All right, and again, we're going to, I have to turn it this way because my tape is on that side. I put it on the wrong side. I put it on the wrong side, I think. Yeah, I did. Okay, that's okay. I'm going to join here. All right, once I feel like I have that join on there really good, I am going to reach inside and have a look, make sure. The thing I like about the double stick tape is that you can kind of, before it really sets up, you can kind of take it apart and you can join from the inside if you want, or just make sure that it's really exact. All right, and because I put the tape on the wrong side, I got to put it over here now. So sorry. Here we go. Me, I'm all like, I can do this with double stick tape. And then, of course, double stick tape says, haha, no, you can't. I'll make your life hard. Okay. Here we go. And look what happened. Oopsie. I probably didn't press this down too well. All right. And then I'm going to meet that join right that. Just like that. And stick my fingers in. Now, as we get closer, now we have sort of half a star. 3 of the points are done. It's going to get harder. And then when you get to the 5th point, it is going to be difficult. So that's where you're going to want to use your glue gun. Okay. you need to get yourself a new glue gun. I've been through so many glue guns. First of all, the little teeny tiny ones, oh, what a waste. They're cheap, but they just flip flop all over the place and I hate it. And so then I got like an industrial one, also a mistake because it got super hot. Actually, somebody gave me that and I was like, oh, thanks, but ended up not working out too well. Now I have this pink one. I don't even know what it's called. I hear the best one is called Surebonder. Best value, works well, doesn't drip, la la la. Okay. So I'm going to take my 3 points and I'm going to line up this just like this. Go easy, Rita. There we go. I got to stick my fingers in there. Really attach it really well. Because going back, if you have a problem and you have to fill in, say, with some glue, it can get messy. I mean, it's not impossible, but it can get a little messy. Okay. Sticking my fingers in there, make sure that it's attached. And here's my 5th point, which is going to close up the star. But I only have tape on I only have tape on the one side here, if that makes sense. Like the join is open. Here we go. Now I have seen some stars that have different like tabs, like some have no tabs, but I like the tabs on all of the sides because I feel like it's like a landing place for my glue, if that makes sense. And especially at the end, when we're getting to the end, we're not going to be able to get our finger in there. You see, this is the last piece here. Not going to be able to get our finger in there like we're doing here if we had those tabs. Okay, so what we're going to do, this actually has tape on it, but that's okay. We're going to now hold it like this. We're going to get some glue on this entire tab. My glue gun has hair, corgi hair on it. Be careful. And then we're going to fold it in on that 5th join. Now see, this one's coming apart, so we've got to go back, maybe put a little bit of glue on there. All right, but I'm going to hold it just for a second because I really want it to join. Don't want a whole lot, but man, it comes out so much. All right, and here, by the way, you might end up with some glue that comes sticking out like this. Don't touch it, it's hot. But later on, you can use something to remove it. All right, and then we're going to go around here. Once we get that together, I'm going to go around here. There we go. All right. Now, there will be these like strands here. Just wait. I know if you have OCD like me, you're kind of like, but I got to pull them off. But you can pull them off later on. This is also the great thing about using this kind of paper is that it's sort of like non-stick. Does that make sense? We're having a problem on this end, but we're going to get it. We are going to get it. All right. All right. This is getting messy over here. Let me try to get this joined. Again, this extra we can take off once it's joined. I still have this little piece there. What's going on? I'm going to let that dry. Let me show you this actually was a little bit bigger, but this is what the end result is. And here you see there's a little bit of glue sort of sticking on the outside. You can use something like this little pick and sort of pick it off. Or if you're going to place these up, up out of, right in front of somebody's eye range of vision, you don't have to do this, but I am fussy when it comes to glue, as you know. What are we doing? He's playing with my mugs. He's looking around for something to chew on. Okay, and that is a 3D star. Oh, goodness gracious. So it does take a little bit of patience here on that last join. So just be patient with yourself and with the process so that you can get it all joined together properly. I don't like that this tab is sticking out. All right, Benji. Benji's wanting my attention. So that is how to do it. Oh, very good. Very good. So Barbara is giving in the chat. Barbara is telling us that if you use it here. Excuse me, I know you want me, but I'm no. I'm doing something. I'll be with you in a second. Um a hair dryer will take away those strings, or you can wait until they dry and just pull them off. So that is a 3D star. This one's not perfect, you know, they're not going to all be perfect, and you get better at it as you go along. But I just think this is adorable. It could be, if you wanted to, you could hang some fishing wire and hang these up. You could put a dowel on the back here and hang it in your tree as a tree topper. Maybe you want to make it bigger, or this to me seems like a good size. Or there are lots of different things. Sometimes they're just cutesy decorations that you can put on a shelf or on a windowsill. So that is it. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for coming today. That's it for today. We're going to be doing our thank you card tomorrow from Anna Griffin. So come on back at 9 o'clock. Also, just wanted to end with telling you that our giveaways are going to start this Friday. I set them up yesterday, so going to start this Friday. So I will talk about them more tomorrow. Okay, everyone. Thanks for coming. Have a wonderful day. Take care. Bye.